We used these 5 Amazon PPC hacks to grow this snack brand on Amazon from $11,000 a month in revenue to $60,000 a month in revenue over the last 8 months. And we did it profitably. My name is Chris Rawlings. I'm one of the single biggest spenders on the Amazon platform with over 2 million in monthly Amazon PPC ad spend. And these are my top 5 Amazon PPC hacks to increase profit, not revenue, but profit. Now I admit that I'm going to be the first one to admit, okay, there's a little bit of clickbait in my thumbnail because I did the graph here, but don't click off. Wait, hold on. Keep watching for 1 second. If you look at the actual graph that goes to now, this is awesome growth. The reason that I ended it there is because you guys need those graphs that go up and to the right, and a big bump over the holidays makes it look less cool. But actually, this graph is very cool because if I start over here 8 months ago, you can see we had about 10 units a day, 7, 11, 8, 10. But now if I go over here, we've got about 60 units a day, 70, 53, 61, 64. So we went from 10 units a day to 60 units a day. That's 6x in 8 months. Yeah, it's pretty good, okay? The graph has this big bump because this particular brand gets a lot of orders during the holiday season, like a lot of brands do. Now, okay, so these are the numbers that we actually should be looking at, is that our ACoS is 15%, which is good. Very good, which is why I told you in the beginning of this video that we grew this brand. Not only did we 6x the brand in 8 months, but we did it profitably. And I'm going to show you exactly how. All right, now I'm going to start with the most important stuff, and then I'm going to get into the more juicy stuff. Now, this brand sells snacks. It's a snack item, okay? It is consumable. It's on the higher price end. It's more geared towards the luxury or a little bit more health conscious crowd, right? And what we did was group our keywords by shopper intent. This is super key, and later it's going to become even more apparent in this video why we need to do this. Now take a look at these campaigns. Now these are sponsored product, manual targeted, keyword targeted campaigns right here. And you can see we've got one that's all popcorn keywords, another one that's size and package specific keywords, another one that's cheese keywords, another one that's gift and holiday keywords, another one that's festive keywords, and we have a few groupings like that. Not that many. It's just half a dozen to a dozen groupings of keywords that are grouped in similar buyer intents. This is so key because it allows us to know how we're doing with particular buyer intents. You can see some people are buying this as a gift. That's a totally different intent for buying this product than somebody who's buying it for themselves. And that's yet another intent than somebody who's looking to buy a specific size or specific packing type, like buying one in a bag or buying one in a tin. What grouping by shopper intent rather than search volume allows us to do is make optimizations that are specific to that campaign's buyer intent, not only to the campaigns, but also to the product assets themselves, which is what I'll get into in one of my later hacks. This allows us to make optimizations in a sensible way. Bid optimizations, budget optimizations, placement adjustment optimizations, creative optimizations. It all becomes much more sensible and clear what's connecting with the shoppers and what isn't when you group your keywords like this. The second one is brand shielding. Okay, this is a level beyond what you might have heard of as called brand defense. This means every one of your ASINs, every one of your branded keywords are all defending one another. Now, if you actually look at these campaigns here, you can see the third highest selling campaign by orders is called Our Products. And that's because this campaign is targeting all of our ASINs on all of our other ASINs. And it also has the lowest ACoS at 5.5%, which is incredibly low, especially being that it's getting significant volume at our third highest selling campaign total. Now, even if your brand defense campaigns or shielding campaigns don't get super low ACoS like this, they're still worth it because you get an added benefit that's unseen here. Imagine that this campaign didn't produce sales at all, but you were literally just paying to keep competitors from taking your listing sales by making that space white instead of that space being a place where other competitors can advertise their products. You would do that even if you were getting no sales from it. You'd probably pay Amazon some amount to keep the competitors from selling their products on your ASIN. So that's the unseen benefit with campaigns like this. Getting sales from it is just actually an added benefit because we would have paid just to have that space blank so that other competitors couldn't advertise on it. So you get a double benefit with this. And the fact that we're getting such a low ACoS is even better. It's like a triple benefit. So this is a big hack. And you can see it increases the profitability of the entire account pretty significantly. Okay, the next hack is very specific to this point in time in the history of Amazon advertising, which is give Amazon some leeway. Amazon likes to have leeway. So you don't want to have all your campaigns exact match targeting because it doesn't give Amazon enough flexibility to advertise you for other keywords and other long tail search terms and on other listings and at different times and in different placements. You want to give Amazon some leeway with broad match campaigns, broad modified campaigns, phrase match campaigns, and auto campaigns that allow Amazon to advertise your listing on products and keyword targets that you wouldn't have thought of and in placements that it finds best. You can see that in this account, our top 2 highest volume campaigns are actually the types of campaigns that give Amazon more leeway. We have a broad match campaign and a broad modifier campaign. If you don't know what a broad modifier campaign is, check out my most recent video on match types. It's on my channel. You'll find it easily. It's right before this video. These 2 campaign types give Amazon a lot more leeway. So we put keywords in these campaigns, but Amazon, because we selected broad match, has a lot more leeway on other particular search terms that they can advertise on besides the keywords that we input as the seed keywords to the campaign. Now, the fact that these 2 campaigns are getting the most sales out of all of our campaigns, you see I've ordered here by total orders generated, that should tell you how much Amazon wants you to give them leeway these days. It still makes sense to have these campaigns like we have down here that are specific to keywords and their exact match targeting, but you want to definitely always have campaigns that give Amazon leeway, and that means auto campaigns and broad match campaigns. When it comes to auto, focus on close match and substitutes. Those are the 2 out of the 4 different auto match types that you can select, and those are the 2 best performing ones usually. When it comes to broad, input keywords from your keyword research and try to use the broad modifier, which means you put a plus in front of the word that you want to keep definitely in that term for words that you know are really important, but you want to give Amazon leeway on the exact search term that includes that word. Okay, the next one is called campaign chaining. This is one of our secrets at Sophie Society, my company, where we operate a whole portfolio of brands and how we became one of the top spenders of Amazon ads on the marketplace right now. This is a strategy that we spearheaded and that we actually teach inside our 5-day challenge. It's happening soon. You can check that, the link in the description. And a lot of other companies, brands, and agencies have taken on this strategy. It's where you take the data from one campaign and you use it to inform the targeting and the bidding and the creative and the campaign setup for your other campaigns. So what does this mean? It means I'm going to take keywords from this broad match campaign that Amazon found, and I'm going to put them into an exact campaign. It also means I'm going to take the keywords and the product targets that are working well in sponsored products as a whole, and I'm going to make them into ads in sponsored brands. And the product targets that are working well, I'll use those as ads in sponsored display. So all of my campaigns are being created from the best of the best performance in my other campaigns. Another way to do this is I can actually create custom creative for inside sponsored brands and sponsored display for specific search terms that are high volume and high relevance that I find are working really well inside sponsored products. So not only am I tailoring the targeting and the bidding and the campaign setup based on the performance in sponsored products, but I can even create custom creative based on how that search term or that target is performing in sponsored products. And this is the ninja stuff, guys. This is the depth that you can go if you really want to be an 8 or a 9-figure seller and not just stop at 6 or 7 figures. This is what the biggest players in the industry are doing. I know because a lot of them are partners with us here at Sophie Society. And our 5th hack is installing a PPC data loop. This is another thing that jettisoned us here at Sophie Society and allowed us to have really unfair results with the brands in our portfolio. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the data from these campaigns and you're going to use it not just to optimize the campaign itself, but also optimizing the product assets based on the data that you're seeing in the campaign. And that means optimizing the thumbnail and optimizing the listing based on what you're seeing is connecting with shoppers. And you can only do this if you've segregated your keywords the way I said before by shopper intent. Like you see here, we have popcorn, then we have size and packaging specific, then we have cheese, then we have gift and holiday. This is the only way that you can install a tight PPC data loop into your brand where you take the data from your PPC and you use it to improve the performance of your product assets as a whole. So say I click into this one, right? I see popcorn keywords. Now so I can see the targeting, I'm gonna click on the ad group and I'm gonna go to search terms and I'm gonna go to targeting and I'm gonna go to search terms here. And now here's an interesting insight. I could see that this keyword that has to do with gift is much lower ACoS and providing a significant amount of sales that makes this data statistically significant. So this isn't just a fluke like 1 or 2 sales, okay? But we're getting a 6.7% ACoS on this search term. So what we're gonna do, and we've actually already done this, is add this term to the title of the thumbnail so that it gets more clicks so that we could attract even more clicks from that because we know it's resonating with our shoppers. What we'll also do is we'll add gift related images to the listing, and we may even add gift wording or gift images to the Premium A+ content on the listing so that we can attract even more of those buyers since we know that our product is connecting with people searching for gift related keywords. This works the other way around as well. When you find a keyword that's getting a lot of volume, but the economics are not great, but you know they should be. So for instance, gourmet for us is performing really well actually, but say it wasn't performing great where it was getting a lot of impressions, but the ACoS was higher than average, then what I would do is find out why. Something on my listing is not connecting with people searching for gourmet products, even though our product is gourmet. And now that I see that in the data, now I can go find out why. So I'm gonna go to the listing and I'm gonna review the listing and I'm gonna review the thumbnail, I'm gonna review the wording and the imaging and find out what's not connecting that should be connecting with these shoppers. Maybe I'm not talking enough about the ingredients and where they're sourced from and where they come from. Maybe the packaging is not being shown as a luxury or gourmet type of product and it needs to be spruced up a little bit. Whatever the issue is, I can now find out what it is, hypothesize it, test something new, and continue to test until I solve that. And doing this over and over again, this is why we call it the PPC data loop, is what allows you to continuously improve your economics. So your ACoS goes down and down and down, your TACoS goes down and down and down, and your revenue goes up and up and up. If you need help growing your sales profitably using Amazon PPC, that's exactly what my company does. We partner with brands and help them to grow profitably with Amazon PPC using a lot of the strategies that I talked about in this video, but also a lot that I didn't talk about in this video. We've been doing this a very long time. We're one of the top single spenders on the Amazon platform. And look, if you're watching this video, you got the knowledge. I've been on YouTube actually a very long time, but always on other people's channels. My channel is actually still pretty new, pretty green. So please comment below this video. I'll comment back and check the comments to see what other people write, because a lot of times people comment on my videos when they've tried something and you can learn something from the comments that maybe you wouldn't have learned in the video itself. Now, I alluded to a video during this video about match types, and it actually goes over the 4th match type, the 4th unseen match type, which is broad modified, that Amazon doesn't show you, but gives you access to only if you know the secret language how to use it, which I cover entirely in this video right here. So check that out if you want to learn that. I highly recommend it, and I will see you over there.